example to take now, IRCTC, right? I mentioned this earlier that uh, the biggest concern with markets is to really look at the growth levers in this organization. So what I did is rather than trying to understand the nitty gritties of the business and how the business model works, and you know, I took a step back. I just decided one thing: 10 years down the line, do I think the opportunities for IRCT will be manifold from what it is today, and what can drive the growth from here? And then I just took a pen and paper. I highlighted every single growth driver that came to my mind, and I put it up all on one slide. This slide is, by the way, from my TIA conference March 2021. That presentation is available. It's there on my Twitter handle as well. And if anyone wants to separately reach out to me for this, happy to share. Right? So I just put together everything on one single slide. And if you see, let me take just one example for growth drivers in IRCTC. Most people think that train ticketing is already well penetrated. 80% of people almost are today already using IRCTC as a service. So where the growth will come from? Now, people are aware that dedicated freight corridors is an infrastructure project under works for like close to 10 years now. What DFC intends to do is it intends to separate your commercial trains from your passenger train lines. So you will have a dedicated corridor or a dedicated route only for commercial freight, and the existing railway lines will get declogged and be used by passenger trains. Now, this initiative, I think we are very close to this being live now. I think next calendar year we'll see the first route in DFC already opened up. Now, just a simple exercise in logical thinking, you know, if and most people, let's take an example that you understand, right? If you drive down to Lonavala, or if even in city, the biggest challenge is traffic, is congestion. When you go down the road in peak traffic, and one of the biggest culprits for peak traffic are actually the large sized vehicles, which often break down at the wrong point at just the wrong time, or narrow lanes. You have a large vehicle coming in or more than one vehicle coming in, then even your high speed cars get the speed gets determined by the slowest moving vehicle in the corridor. So it doesn't matter you have a Mercedes or you have a Rolls Royce or you have a Honda. If the car ahead of you is moving at 10 kilometers an hour and you have no way to overcome or overtake it, then your speed also gets determined by the same measure. What it means is, in terms of trains, if your freight train is moving at an average speed of 30 kilometers an hour, and the passenger vehicle behind it can move at even 100 120 kilometers an hour, but if it does not have a clear run, then by default the track's capacity is not getting fully leveraged, because your trains are running much slower than what they can optimally run at. Now, as soon as you remove the 30 kilometer an hour vehicle ahead of you, you immediately open up the corridor, you speed up the corridor. And as soon as you speed up the corridor, more pockets of gaps get created in the entire corridor, which allow you to introduce more services. What it means is that by simply removing and creating a separate channel for the commercial freight trains, you will create significant incremental capacity to add passenger trains, and your existing trains will also get faster. And by this itself, as per my calculation, could theoretically open up anywhere between 30 to 50% incremental supply opportunity over the next 3 years. That is the kind of one-time injunction that will come from just one variable on this sheet, which is DFC. There are 20 such levers. Whether it is ability to hike convenience fee, whether it is ability to scale up the water business, whether it is the initiatives that they're doing on e-catering side. Again, a very interesting way to look at is, if train journeys today, right? When I was a kid, it used to take, let's say, to go to my hometown in Rajasthan from Bombay, the journey would have been maybe 20 hours. Over the years, that 20 became 18, then it became 16. Today, it may be 14 hours or 12 hours, depending on where I'm going. By the time my kid grows up, that 14 or 16 may actually come down to 7 or 8 hours, maybe even lower than that. So the capacity is always getting created through incremental efforts in what government is doing with railways, right? They are introducing better trains, newer trains, faster trains. Your overall experience is going up, so you have now more AC coaches than they were there at our time, and the number of dedicated AC trains has gone up and going up by the day. So if convenience fee is a metric, the convenience fee is higher for AC coaches and definitely higher for AC trains overall than non-AC trains. So the growth will come. The growth will come from multiple such levers. One more thing is that, if you were asked to take railways food, the perception of railways food is poor quality, average quality food, and you are not going to, even if you have to buy, you will not willingly pay more than 50 100 bucks for that, but you will pay 500 bucks for your favorite pizza. And today railways allows you to get pizza from Domino's on board, on the train, at specific stations. So because they have a revenue share agreement, IRCT, it does not matter to IRCTC whether you take a 50 rupee food or 500. They will take 10% of that, let's say. But if you take a 50 rupee food, the revenue to IRCTC is only 5. But for a 500 rupee pizza, the revenue to IRCTC may actually go up to 50. Or even if that the sharing comes on, it will still go up to 25, 30. So, in absolute terms, there is a huge revenue growth potential for IRCTC, which is something that will be visible and play out only over a period of time. They have recently opened up budget hotels, and they are working on multiple such initiatives. They've recently converted payment gateway, which was a cost to them, to a revenue line item. They now got permission from RBI to become a payments gateway aggregator. So the idea is that once you understand that the growth is not a challenge, you can really take a 10-year view for this company, and suddenly, what appears as expensive in the next 6 months, 12 months, from a 10 years out perspective, what is an 800 crore profit business today? Can this be a 5,000 crore, maybe 7 8,000 crore profit business? The answer is yes. For a 5,000 crore profit business, what kind of multiple will it get? High ROE, no need for incremental investments, a continuously high dividend paid up. What kind of multiple can this business get at that point?